The old line about Adelaide is that it's the city of churches. It is also reputedly the first city in Australia to have had a permanent mosque. Next January, the Islamic Society will open the doors of its two newest mosques to the public, starting, it hopes, a fresh conversation between Muslims and non-Muslims. They invited us in for a preview.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
It's the 5 o'clock call to prayer at the brand new Park Holme Mosque. Over the next few minutes, a small group of faithful gather at the Marion Road building, placing their shoes in the rack. Among them is Dr. Waleed Al-Khazraji, the president of the state's Islamic Society, lining up as his faith requires, just like everyone else.
Rich, poor, black, white, Asian, non-Asian, Caucasian, they're all the same, they're all equal, they all stand next to each other. The labourer and the merchant, they're both the same.
He's been a driving force behind this new mosque. It replaced the old meeting hall the Islamic community bought from the Church of Christ back in the 1970s. That building had become so leaky and so cramped, no amount of prayer could fix it. This new mosque, in a sense, rounds out a journey which started in 1994 when Waleed Al-Khazraji escaped from Iraq. What did you do that annoyed Saddam Hussein so much?
Oh, that's a long story. Maybe another time.
Plenty, in other words. You did a lot of things to annoy him, is that right?
That's right. That's right. So, yeah, I mean, you don't need to do too much for the regime at the time to come to a point that you are basically threatened with your life.
The first mosque in the City of Churches was built in 1888 in Little Gilbert Street in the city. The first mosque in Australia was built in Maree by Afghan Cameleers. Greg Burke's great-great-grandfather was the mullah there, and it was a far cry from today.
It was made of 4 wooden corner poles with mud mounding and a thatched roof, an ablution pool next to it so that the worshippers could wash before they entered the mosque, and that was fed by bore water, so that it was pretty basic.
Along with Park Holme, another new mosque has been built at Gillies Plains. It was a lesson in the perils of DIY. Park Holme was done by the community contracting individual tradies. It took 4 years to complete. Gillies Plains was contracted to a company, which took 6 months. Both cost around $750,000.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha.
Inside the mosque, to an outsider's eye, it is strikingly spare compared to most Christian churches, but it is not without symbolism. The minbar is where the cleric or imam makes the call to prayer on Fridays. And, as Omar Samoudi explains, even the pattern on the carpet has significance. It makes certain that not only are worshippers lined up, but that they face Mecca. Isn't it disrespectful for me to be kneeling as well, given that I'm not a Muslim?
No, not at all. It's just a sign of respect for the God in the house of Allah, in the house of God.
Respectful, if not comfortable.
You can use the chair.
Thank you.
No worries.
Any minority group faces potential friction with the majority. Often it's over the little points. Neighbours have complained about the cars clogging the street.
Parking, it is an issue. The community is doing their best. They're parking their cars on the streets far away, trying to ease the parking on site or close to the mosque.
Then there are the deeper issues, the background of September 11 and 2 wars in the Middle East. Those events and questions in 2007 over funding of the new mosque led to federal government scrutiny of Park Holme over fears of links with extremist groups. In the end, no evidence was found. But Waleed Al-Khazraji has revealed that the imam has recently been asked to leave, in some part because of that uncomfortable past.
He was against much of the wars around the world that happened in Iraq and Afghanistan, as a lot of people, even in the Australian community. His ideas was more focusing about this, and the wars had happened and the damage has been done. We need to move on.
Then again, fallouts between congregations and leaders is hardly new, as South Australia's Anglican and Catholic churches well know. The Islamic Society is planning mosque open days on the 28th and 29th of January. Waleed Al-Khazraji says it's a chance for non-Muslims and Muslims to talk. No questions are out of bounds, and there's even a chair if your knees are not up to it.